Ready you are.
Oh shit.
Your Honor, I'm willing to sit here and endure Mr. Drummond's sneering and his disrespect, for he is pleading the case of the prosecution by his contempt for all that is holy.
I object, I object, I object.
On what grounds? Is it possible that something is holy to the celebrated agnostic?
Yes, the individual human mind. In a child's power to master the multiplication table, there is more sanctity than all your shouted amens, holy holies, and hosannas. An idea is a greater monument than a cathedral, and the advance of man's knowledge is more of a miracle than any sticks turned to snakes or the parting of the waters. But are we now to halt the march of progress because Mr. Brady frightens us with a fable? Gentlemen, progress has never been a bargain. You've got to pay for it. Sometimes I think there's a man behind the counter who says, alright, you can have a telephone, but you'll have to give up privacy, the charm of distance. Madam, you may vote, but at a price. You lose your right to retreat behind a powder puff or a petticoat. Mister, you may conquer the earth, but the birds will lose their wonder and the clouds the smell of gasoline. Darwin moved us forward to a hilltop where we could look back and see the way from which we came. But for this view, this insight, this knowledge, we must abandon our faith in the pleasant poetry of Genesis.
We must not abandon our faith. Faith is an important thing.
Then why did God plague us with the power to think, Mr. Tom Brady? Why do you deny the one faculty which lift man above all other creatures on earth, the power of his brain to reason? What other merit have we? The elephant is larger, the horse is stronger and swifter, the butterfly is more beautiful, and the mosquito is more prolific. Even the simple sponge is more durable. Or does a sponge think?
I don't know. I'm a man, not a sponge.
Do you think a sponge thinks?
If the Lord wishes a sponge to think, it thinks.
Does a man have the same privileges that a sponge does?
Of course.
This man wishes to be accorded the same privileges as a sponge. He wishes to think.
But your client is wrong. He's deluded. He's lost his way.
It's sad that we all aren't gifted with your positive knowledge of right and wrong, Mr. Brady. How old do you think this rock is?
I'm more interested in the Rock of Ages than I am in the Age of Rocks.
Dr. Page of Oberlin College tells me that this rock is at least 10 million years old.
Well, Colonel Drummond, you managed to sneak in that scientific testimony after all.
Look, Mr. Brady, these are the fossil remains of a prehistoric marine creature which was found in this very county and which lived here millions of years ago when these very mountain ranges were submerged in water.
I know. The Bible gives a fine account of the flood, but your professor is a little mixed up on his dates. That rock is not more than 6,000 years old.
And how do you know, you piece of shit son of a bitch?
Alright, you son of a bitch. A fine biblical scholar, Bishop Usher, has determined for us the exact date and hour of the creation. It occurred in the year 4004 BC.
That's Boomhauer's opinion.
It's not an opinion, it is a literal fact, which the good bishop arrived at through careful computation of the ages of the prophets as set down in the Old Testament. In fact, he determined that the Lord began the creation on the 23rd of October in the year 4004 BC at 9 a.m.
Is that Eastern Standard Time? Or Rocky Mountain Time? It wasn't daylight savings time, was it? Because the Lord didn't make the sun until the fourth day.
That is correct.
The first day. Was it a 24-hour day?
The Bible says it was a day.
There wasn't any sun. How do you know how long it was, son bitch?
Son bitch, the Bible says it was a day.
A normal day? A literal day? A 24-hour day?
I don't know.
What do you think?
I do not think about things that I don't think about.
You ever think about things that you do think about? Isn't it possible that the first day was 25 hours long? There's no way to measure it, no way to tell. Could it have been 25 hours?
It is possible.
Oh, you interpret that the first day recorded in the book of Genesis could be of indeterminate length.
I I mean to state that the day referred to is not necessarily a 24-hour day.
Both of y'all are A+. If I was your
It
teacher.
could have been 30 hours, or a month, or a year, or 100 years, or 10 million years you felt the piece of shit, son of a bitch.
I object to that, son bitch.
I would try my hardest. 'Cause that
Dude,
shit.
I wish police